Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Online Biology Tutorials. We are again here with another learning session, and in this video we will study the differences and the important points between the innate and acquired immunity. Before I start with the term innate and acquired, let's understand the meaning of immunity. So immunity is the ability of your body to resist the infection, to resist the entry of antigens, pathogens or germs in your body. Your body already have the proteins which are known as antibodies. Other than this, there are several other defense mechanisms which are there in your body and providing you immunity. So we are going to discuss them all. Stay tuned till the end. Thank you. Now let's start with our main topic. And the first type of immunity is innate immunity. Now, innate actually means since birth, okay? Or we can also use the word inborn, okay? Innate immunity is the one that you have in your body since birth, means it is inborn. It is natural. It happens in everyone. Whenever anyone takes birth, this is one immunity that he or she is born with. This is non-specific in nature, means it will not act against a specific pathogen, but yes, it will act against all. Okay, so innate immunity is since birth, it is natural, it is non-specific in nature, and it is a major type of immunity in your body. Right? So it is major immunity of your body. Now we will see what is actually included in the innate immunity. So it gives various lines of defense. First line of defense means if you interact with any of the antigen, germ or pathogen, then your first line of defense will come and they will play their role. And these first line of defense are the physical and the physiological barriers. Okay, so if your body gets invaded or if some pathogen tries to invade your body, then these are the barriers they will be acting first, and they will prevent the entry of that antigen into your body. But if by mistake or by error in the physical and the physiological barriers, if that gets entered in your body, then your second line of defense will work, which includes your inflammatory barriers and your cytokines. Okay, these are actually the barriers. Means further, if they have crossed, the antigen has crossed the first line of defense, then second line of defense will be active, and it will include the process of inflammation, phagocytosis and cytokine production that we'll just discuss. Okay, so innate immunity provides two lines of defense to your body, first line and second line. Now let's get started with the physical barriers first. So our next heading is physical barriers. Physical barriers will be the intact barriers that are there in your body, and they will resist the entry of antigen in the human body. Skin, which is the biggest organ of your body, it prevents the entry of pathogens in your body, right? But whenever you get injured, your chance to get further infection in the body increases. That is why it is being advised to always cover your wound. So, because your physical barrier has been injured, the place of entry is being open now, so many other bacteria can go inside your body and they can cause infection. That is why the old age people, they say whenever you get injured, just apply oil on the surface of the wound, because oil will act as a barrier and it will escape all the microbes that can enter into your body through water, because water is also carrying microbes, right? So skin provides the biggest first line of defense, and we all over our body we have skin. So our body is protected because the skin will resist the entry of antigens. Second thing is hair on your body. The nasal cavity contains hair, and these hair, they help in filtering the air which you are breathing, but they are also helping you in resisting the entry of bacteria in your body. Okay, so hair is another physical barrier in your body. And the third one, which is very important, is the mucous membrane. So mucous membrane, it is a part of your respiratory system, right? It is also there in the alimentary canal, and it is there in the urinogenital tract. Okay. So all these parts are lined by mucous membrane. Mucous membrane is a sticky membrane that will adhere, that will stick antigens to its surface, and it will prevent the further spread of these microbes in the body. So physical barriers are the first line of defense. They will resist the entry of microbes in the human body. Now let's come on to the physiological barriers that you have in your body. So next heading is physiological barriers. Physiological barriers includes your tear from the tear gland, your saliva from the salivary gland, your acid in the stomach, your wax called cerumen in the ear, bile which is produced from the liver and it is concentrated in the gallbladder, right? All these are the physiological barriers because they will resist the entry of antigen in your body, right? So tears, they contain lysozyme. It will help in breaking the membrane of the bacteria so that it cannot invade further. Similarly, saliva also resists the entry of antigens in your body. Acid in the stomach is very much helpful in killing the bacteria. So if you are taking healthy food, by mistake, some infected food you have eaten and you were not knowing about it, the bacteria which are there in the stomach, the acid which is there in the stomach, it will cause the degradation of the protein of bacteria, and ultimately the bacteria has to die. This cerumen is the wax which is sticky in nature, and it is the ability to attract, because it is sticky, so it will be attracting microbes so that they should not invade inside the auditory canal. Bile is again the product of the liver, and it provides help, like it helps in killing the bacteria and it prevents the decomposition of food in your body. Another thing is temperature, which is again very, very important. Whenever any bacteria crosses your physical barrier, suppose someone is hurt, then that place of entry is open. Bacteria will get inside the body through that wound, but ultimately your body will raise the temperature because it has to kill the harmful protein in that antigen. So temperature will be raised, and this raised temperature will be acting as the physiological barrier. So your first line of defense will prevent the entry of the antigen inside your body so that it should not cause infection. But if it has invaded, then we have second line of defense as well, and that includes your phagocytic barriers. Okay, so let's talk about phagocytic barriers. As the name itself is suggesting, this is second line of defense. Okay, second line of defense, so that you can remember it. So phagocytic barriers, as the name is again making a sense, that these cells will be causing phagocytosis. Yes, this phagocytosis is the same process by which amoeba used to engulf the food. So we do have certain cells in our body that will be doing this function, and these cells includes your neutrophils. Yes, these are the neutrophils, the granulated cells of the leukocytes or the WBCs. Remember, we studied in junior classes that WBCs include 5 cells, and these are basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils, lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay, so neutrophils, which are granulated WBCs, are phagocytic in nature, and macrophages are also included in it. Macrophages are the agranulated WBCs. Okay, so neutrophils, macrophages, and one more cell, natural killer cells. These are abbreviated as NK cells. These NK cells are the one which are also involved in the phagocytosis. When lymphocytes, they are further bifurcated, they may form B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, or natural killer cells. All these cells are involved in the phagocytosis. Means if the pathogen has crossed the first line of defense, then phagocytic barriers will be acting first, and they will work to kill that antigen. Next, we come on to the inflammatory barriers. Means inflammation will happen in the body, and this will resist the antigen to show its effect. Okay, so inflammatory barriers are there, and you might have seen that whenever any injury happens, inflammation or redness appears. Along with redness, swelling also is seen, pain is there, and the injured area is heated as well. Means it has high temperature there. So in Latin language, for the redness of the wound, rubor word is used. For swelling, it is tumor. For pain, it is dolor, and for heat, it is calor. Okay, the students who are aspiring for NEET, they have to learn all these 4 terms. So whenever any injury happens, these symptoms appear, and these symptoms further prevent the invasion of microbes in the human body. Now there are certain chemicals which are produced, and these are acting as the cytokines. Okay, so cytokines are also helpful. In certain books, cytokine barriers, they are including inflammatory barriers only. Okay, so you can write them separate, it will not be marked as wrong. And if you want to write them in the mixed form, means under cytokine you can write inflammation, then also it will be marked correct. So cytokines are the chemicals that are produced by the cells. Very important thing, if any cell is infected by virus, then it will produce a chemical which is known as interferons. Okay, the group of chemicals which are produced by virus infected cells are interferons. It is very, very important for MCQ, for home examination, for competitive examinations, that what are interferons. So interferons are the proteins which are produced by viral infected cells. So cytokines include the chemicals that are produced by the cells, and interferons are important. Now another thing is complement system as well. Complement system is a part of innate immunity, and it includes 30 serum proteins which act in a cascade manner. Cascade means if one will get active, then it will activate the second. If second will get active, it will make third one the active. So one after the other, all the 30 proteins will become active. They will cover the antigen, they will cause the membrane rupturing, and ultimately the antigen, the germ, or the pathogen that has entered in your body, it will be made dysfunctional. Okay, so this is all regarding the innate immunity. Let's move on now to the acquired immunity. Acquired word means that you have developed this immunity during your lifetime. Okay, during your lifetime you have acquired this, and this is specific in nature. This immunity is specific in nature. It means that it will act only against a specific microbe. Now you might have noticed, as you have grown up now, you all must be in your puberty or adolescence or teenage phase. You have crossed your infancy, childhood, and then you are here now in the puberty phase. So slowly and gradually you must be falling less ill now, because since your birth you have acquired so many infections and your body has become immune now. Okay, so this type of immunity is specific in nature. It is diverse because slowly and gradually you have developed diversity in your body. It is similar to this case, like suppose if I have got infection to TB in my infancy, then these will result in the acquired immunity. I will develop antibodies in my body. Now these antibodies will stay in my body. That's why further, if I will get invaded by the same bacterium, the antibodies which are there in the memory cells will come out and it will kill that bacterium. Suppose at 8 years of age I caught an infection with diphtheria, then I will develop antibodies against the diphtheria virus. So these will also stay in my memory cells. So I will be immune to diphtheриal infection further in my life. So as you are growing up, sooner or later you will develop immunity because you have antibodies in your memory cells. That is why acquired immunity is diverse, because as many infections you will get, the antibodies will be stored in your memory cells. Whenever they will be required, they will come out and they will act. Okay, they will also recognize between the self and non-self. Very simple. Self means it is your own, non-self means it is foreign. Okay, so important thing for acquired immunity is that will only act with the non-self or the foreign antigens. Means anything that does not belong to your body, acquired immunity will act only upon them to kill them. Last but not the least, it is the one which is stored in your body. I just cited an example that if you catch an infection, you will develop antibodies against it, and these will be stored in your memory cells. So acquired immunity is giving your body a memory that you caught with that infection, and that same infection will not happen to your body again. So whenever we talk about acquired immunity, we talk about antibodies. Okay, this point you have to keep in mind. I hope you are learning well through my videos. I request you to share my videos with your family and friends so that they can also take the benefit, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Stay tuned for more videos. Happy learning.